What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some more news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Bronze Bomber had some choice words to say about his opponent, Dominic Brazil, that he will face on May 18th. He states that this fight is going to be a disaster for Dominic Brazil. You know, Wilder says he's taking this fight personally, which only makes him much more dangerous. You know, he goes on to say, when I take a fight personally, something magical is going to happen. Wilder said, I've been up at 2 a.m. hitting the heavy bag for 12 rounds straight and still breathing smoothly. This is going to be a disaster for Brazil. Enjoy this one because it's going to be a massacre. May 18th will be a beautiful day for me, a beautiful day to see what I'm planning to do for the sport of boxing. Wilder continues to say that he's looking forward to getting his mandatory out of the way, and then that until he's proven wrong in the ring, he knows he's still the best heavyweight on the planet. However, the fight fans are really waiting on, of course, the fight with Anthony Joshua. Anyway, okay, now let's break down what Deontay Wilder has said. You know, he says, when I take a fight personal, something magical is going to happen. You know, the magical things I can only assume is going to be something very dangerous. You know, he's already promised, hey, get your funeral arrangements ready. You know, I know those type of things sell fights. You know, I know it's a demographic of people that like the hurt business, you know, the pain in the ring. You know, the kind of shit that, hey, I want to look your child in the eyes while I cripple his daddy. That kind of Drago-like shit. You know what I mean? There is a demographic. There is a desire for it. You know, there is a market for those type of fights to be seen. Knockouts are exciting. Knockouts are intriguing. You know, knockouts get your heart pumping, but also knockouts are dangerous. Okay? Now, the funny thing about it, he goes on to say, Wilder says, I've been up 2 o'clock in the morning hitting the heavy bag for 12 rounds straight and still breathing smoothly. Well, this tells me one thing. I guess back to the basics works. Okay? And, you know, he's looking bigger. I don't know about stronger because he's always been strong. Even at 209 or 215, he's been a strong puncher. Okay? One thing that makes me scratch my head is, why is he trying to put on more weight? Because it looks like he's putting on more weight. We're going to find out closer to fight night how his weight fluctuates. But maybe because Dominic Brazil is a much bigger guy, that might have something to do with it. But, I mean, he was with Fury, and Fury outweighed him by a massive amount. I think Fury was like 260, 257 on fight night, and he was like 215, I think. And I know he was like 209 in the Ortiz fight. So, you know, I'm thinking to myself, why would he want to put on more bulk if you already got the power? It makes no sense to me. You know, the only thing that I see weight could do, you'd think, well, weight could make you stronger, but I don't think the strength that he had depended on weight. I think it was just freakish, God-gifted power that he had. So if you add something to it that thinks it's going to help, it could hurt. You know, in this equation, yeah, Dominic Brazil is a big boy. He can take punches from certain fighters. He took Joshua's punches for some part of that fight, but he was stopped in 7. Now, of course, Deontay Wilder, I think his objective is, me personally, I think he's going to try to go out there and knock out Dominic Brazil like he did Bermane Stervern. You know, sound like Mike Tyson. But, Stervern. But, you know, I think that's what he's going to do. I think he's wanting to go out there to make a statement, have a short night, you know, and I think he's wanting to stay in shape so he can just open a can of whip ass right when the bell rings. Ding, ding. You know, windmill time. # bomb squad, you know. But I do want to add that this is a personal fight because these guys have beef. I've reported the beef before. And, and basically Dominic Brazil is calling and Deontay Wilder a liar, about what went on that night. So the fight is exciting to see because Deontay Wilder is a guy that is fighting his mandatory. He is actually doing the right thing by fighting his mandatory. Dominic Brazil so happens to be his mandatory, and they so happen to have beef together. Dominic Brazil he's also only been beaten once, and that's by Anthony Joshua. So now they both, Joshua and Wilder alike, have another common opponent. So I think that Wilder wants to go out there and shut out Dominic Brazil like Pacquiao shut out Ricky Hatton faster than Mayweather did. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's going to happen, or I think that's what he's going to attempt. Okay. One thing I must say about that is a person that he does take that personally. He does want to inflict pain, but I do want to warn him and advise him that the stuff that he said. Now, let's say he goes out there and he knocks Dominic Brazil out and puts him in the hospital. Right? He does everything he says he's going to do. He does some Thanos shit. I'm going to destroy everyone. Right? Half the population. Right? He does this to Dominic Brazil. And then Brazil's on the stretcher. He goes in. He falls into a coma. Then what do we have, though? You guys can recall when your mouth can get you in some trouble. Right? He said he wanted a body in the ring. That's been documented. What's like ego and all them new media shit? Well, there you go. It's definitely media. It's definitely recorded media. It's real media. What happens at that point? You guys had an altercation outside the ring. He knocks you out in the ring. He tells you that I'm going to kill you before I fight. Now, these are things you have to take in consideration. In the Breakfast Club, he made a big stench like, hey, people start looking like, wait a minute, are your intentions to kill somebody in the ring? Should you actually be fighting? Should you be granted license to do what you say you're going to do? Speak it, believe it, receive it? Come on, guys. We got to think about that. So you got to be careful what you speak, and you got to be careful what you believe because you may end up receiving it. So, of course, we know that's exciting, heart pumping to see a knockout. But I think Wilder should be careful because if he goes in there and he does hurt Brazil and he ends up, the worst comes to worst, he kills Brazil. He could end up in a lot of trouble. You know what I mean? He got in trouble, with the law, okay? From just saying that type of shit. What if he does that? So, that's just something to just, put on, get you to thinking about, But again, back to the entertainment. I see if he's doing what he says he's going to do, if he's fighting and hitting the punching bag 12 rounds straight, he's in shape. And it could very well be bad news for Breazelle. However, Breazelle is training on his own, and he has his own motivation. He is driven, and they do have beef. So we got a clash, people. It's going to be exciting for me. I can't wait to see the fight. I look forward to the fight. You guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder's comments. Of course, please subscribe. You guys been Counterpunch. Peace.